I can see the numbers of people who are tuning in, and in my head in that moment I had they'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. So now you're all going singing eye-yi-yippee, right? Yeah. And it'll be in my head for the rest of the day, I think. You'll be blaming me. I'm not suggesting we all do a chorus of singing eye-yi-yippee-yippee-yi, but it's almost 8 o'clock, so this is the usual awkward preamble that I'm strangely getting used to. Cramp. Mum and Dad are in the conservatory, probably watching this. Mum's doing a grand job. When I arrived here at Mum and Dad's about 2 weeks ago, I didn't think I'd be here this long, so I haven't got so many clothes with me. So Mum's on the washing turnaround. Thanks, Mum. Might also be worth mentioning that it's not even a week ago that we had this idea to do this, and things have changed so much in a week. So it's been an incredible experience. Thank you. Come along for the journey. Come on in, the water's lovely. Now, my usual timekeeper, friend and colleague Sarah Paul, has had to go and watch another colleague on an online yoga video. Commitment, huh? So I think it's a 2-minute warning before we get going on this morning. And just to get you in the mood, just to get the movement juices flowing, just to get in the zone. How's it going for you? How are these snacks featuring in your day? It's quite incredible for me to see you all coming in and wondering what you're doing in these minutes up towards this. So hopefully the aim is that you're thinking a bit more about moving more. And myself and Dawn Scouten, also from Later Life Training, are planning to do a bit more of a scientific and evidence-based chat about sitting less and moving more. So that will be coming to your screens very soon, possibly Sunday. I think I've got about a minute, I think, and then we're going to go live, broadcasting from a Mum and Dad's dining room, which has become the epicentre of the broadcasting of this mission. I'm in Hampshire, by the way, in the southeast of England, in Bedhampton. We've got Dublin, we've got Greece, we've got Preston, we've got Scotland, all tuning in. And Wales, Wales, my second home. We're going, ready, steady, go. Welcome, good morning. My name is Bex Townley. This is day 3 of our Make Movement Your Mission, and it's Movement Snack 1. I'm keen to move into the movement section much quicker. So with 6 bouts of 10 minutes behind us, sorry if you feel this is moving on quite quick, but if you go back and look at the other ones, we're building on consistent messages and movements every day, but I'm adding in little new bits for you to think about. And remember, these snacks are to help you throughout the whole of your day. So join in with me now, but hopefully I become a little earworm in your head and your ears. So the aim of today, as with all our morning sessions, a little bit of circulation boosting, plus some mobility, plus some strength, some sit to stands, some heel raises. I'm going to add a new movement today, And if we've got time, a calf stretch. That's on the breakfast menu. Let's get ready to move. Pick your position, as always, in sit or in stand, or switch between the two. We're going to start with our circulation booster. Pick your position now, please. If you're happy to sit, sit. If you can and you're happy to, power up and get up your standing position. If you're in standing, hand on table or two hands. If you're in standing, let's start to take that walk, that weight transfer from one leg to the other. Same in the chair. Don't forget, hip walk forward first. This allows a better postural position, so we have lots of stuff working and not the chair. Remember, big focus on heels, ankles and feet. I've left my shoes off for these morning sessions because perhaps you're still in slippers. So we're really trying to think about using the whole of the foot, driving from the floor. This is a steady pace. The right pace is your pace. Have a look down to check you've got a little bit of a gap between your feet. Keep going if you're in seated with that, and in standing it looks the same. If you know and you're happy to be confidently in stand without support or just with a fingertip, we can start to add a bit of a turn on this now. So for me, I'm turning to look out the window. I won't turn the other way because then you see the back of me, but we can just add some extra movement and extra work going through the brain and the posture to support our upright movements here. A relaxed, steady arm pace. Again, lots of focus on feet. Keep going if you're in standing. Keep going if you're in seated. Remember, we have our supported arm position, and you can even start to bring that a little bit more so we have a little bit more movement in the trunk. When we move in daily life, we very rarely just move one thing at once. So we want to integrate all these movements. That's our circ boost. I needed to go after that, but I was talking a lot. But that's okay. It's designed to boost the circulation. Let's go through our mobility movements. So mobility movements are designed to improve mobility. Starting with the shoulders first, in sit or in stand. Stay seated if you need. Power up if you can. Let's have this. Head stays still. I'm going to come close so you can see. Head stays still. The shoulder blades come back and down. Pause after each one. Make sure the shoulders come all the way down. And you can see my head stays absolutely still. If you feel you have some restriction, just do what you can, or you could do one at a time, or you could just go straight up and straight down. We want to improve mobility, so take your time with this and feel how that is for you. Good. The next mobility movement, having got the shoulders and the upper back ready, let's now focus a little bit more on the neck. In sitting or stand, remember if you're in stand, hands on the chair here, because this may challenge your balance because we're moving the head, which is a really big focus and centre of our balance mechanisms, okay? Pause in the middle each time. In seated it's the same, maintain this upright posture. How many times are we doing this? Once is good, 3 is better, 5 or 6 is best. We just want to move for a fuller range of movement to help with everyday stuff. Can I just ask you now, or invite you to have a little bit more arm action here and in stand also. Just to boost the circulation. Nothing high intensity. I don't want you out of breath here. We're just increasing the circulation, helping with these movements, getting ready for the day. It's getting all the oxygen to where it needs to be. Next mobility movement, she says, is another one for the neck. Have a look. So this one is where I'm easing back the head. This placement of the finger here is just a reference point. There. And I'm trying to mobilise the neck. This is going to help with my posture, having my head perched on top of the neck where it needs to be so I can gaze and see what I'm going around my home, for example. Down on this trunky bit here, so this is the bit that holds us upright, and hopefully you're feeling that now. Let's do the side bends. Buttocks firmly in the chair, feet firmly on the floor. If you're in stand, it's the same position, strong postural position, feet flat, and then from here we take a side and a return. Pause in the middle here, a side and a return. In seated, looks the same. Hands on the chair if you want to for an extra bit of confidence, down to the side and up, or you can hold your hands lightly, just go to a point that's comfortable for you. Keep moving on this, so it goes to the point you're happy and then it comes straight back, and the pause is in the middle. If you feel you need to have a little sag and go again, that's okay. Once, 3 times or 5. Trunk twist or trunk turn or trunk rotation. In all of our daily activities, we're going to need to turn, either to look behind us, either to reach for things to the side. So both of these trunk movements very rarely work in isolation. So we need to bend, we need to turn, we need to twist. Seat belts in the car. This rotation movement is so important, even in walking. In stand, relax the arms, keep the hips still if you can. In daily life there'll be a bit of movement, that's normal, but we're trying to improve mobility, so if you can, leave the hips behind. Just have a little bit of a release, take a breath, look out the window. How's it going for you? I wish I could see you. Let's keep going. What's my next one? Ankles, back extension. I'm going to turn absolutely sideways here so you can see. In sit or stand, it's the same. In seated, back of my hands just lightly here, and it's just an extension, and then a return to your normal position. Lift and open the chest, an extra squeeze back from the lower back here, and then switch off in between. In standing, it's the same, but again, remember, there may be some balance considerations here. Hands on, relaxed position, extend, and down. Keep looking ahead, The gaze stays forward. Take your time. And it goes without saying, this is the movement that's going to help with upright posture. It's a nice one to do if you've been washing up or gardening or hunched over something for a while. Just remind the back and the brain that this is a nice place to be. Ankles, ankle mobility. In standing, we have here, heel toe. We've got the hip and the knee involved as well. So this is the ankle movement. Once, 3 times or 5 times. Here's the seated option. Glance down if you need to. Still keep this bit strong, lifted. Do what you can. One more snippet of an alternative in seated. Just lift the leg up slightly. Now you can focus on just the ankle here. So we don't have any hips or knees on this one, and you can really focus on you're planting the foot and pulling back. And if you just have a look at this is what the ankle needs to do when we walk, when we take steps. So improving this movement influences loads of other stuff when we're standing. We are mobilised. Do you feel a little bit warmer? Do you feel like your joints have moved through a range that 5 minutes ago they hadn't? Okay, strength, a little bit of strength, just a little bit here. If you don't feel ready to do this at almost 8:10, park it here, have your breakfast, do your morning, and then consider these sit to stands throughout the morning. Okay, so I totally acknowledge that now you might not feel up for this. Have a look, have a watch, and consider. Hip walk forward, this makes it easier to stand. Heels back and down, this makes it easier to stand. Lift and work on that supported posture, And we're going to have this little bit of a hip hinge that helps us with the shift of weight up to stand. And as soon as you're up, get your balance, a little bit of foot movement here, support if you need it. Feel for the chair on the backs of the legs with a controlled sit. Slow, slow, control, control, control. If you can, do a couple more of those. 1, 3 or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you know you can. Heels back and down. Power up to stand with some oomph. Feel for the chair. Slowly down to sit. Keep going on that if you're happy. I'd like to give some extra thoughts if the seated option is where you're at. So remember, we've talked about a jockey lift and down. So driving through the heels. Take as much recovery as you need in between. Lift as if you're going to stand but you're not. And this is just getting the muscles working that give us that important and crucial oomph to get us out of the chair. This will feel harder if your chair is low and easier if you have a higher chair. Okay? Can I add, I think I'm 10, just about done. I just want to show you one more exercise. And for this one, you might want a cushion. You might want to just watch this now, because I'm aware I didn't give you a cushion warning. This is ankle strengthener. Cushion between the knees like so, feet slightly forward. Have a glance down so you can see what's happening. These are my feet. I sweep the feet out and up. Place them down to the floor, angle in, and then in and up. Okay, so your feet become like wipers on a car. I'm trying to think of an analogy. Maybe you can think of a better one for me. And here you'll feel the outsides and the insides of the ankles. And strengthening these, as you can imagine, is critical for uneven surfaces, just walking in curves, in undulating surfaces. Squeeze in and up. Now this one will take quite a while, so it will need some mobility, and just 1 or 2 of these, because you'll start to feel them very soon. I think we're done. I think that's the movement snack. I've got a calf stretch on my list, but if we park that one, I owe you a calf stretch, okay? We'll do it at lunchtime. That's our 10-minute movement snack. That's 70 minutes since we started. 70 minutes in the bag. Remember, these movements are in addition to anything else you're doing, extra time, or it might be your only time. Keep breaking up your sitting down. Think about that between now and 12 o'clock. And you know what I'm going to say? Keep on moving. Every movement counts. See you at 12. Tell me how it went. Earworm will be coming round the mountain at 12 o'clock. Goodbye.